symbols.
He does. Take the pentacle, for example.
The five-pointed star.
Right now, most people associate it with witchcraft or the occult.
Right, evil even.
But Brown explains that it wasn't always that way.
It's true.
It was originally a symbol of Venus.
Associated with the goddess.
And the sacred feminine.
It represented nature and fertility.
But then the church kind of flipped the script.
They demonized it.
Welcome to Witter. Who Has Time to Read? The podcast that brings deep dives for busy minds. Listen to AI hosts Jane and Dane and get ready to unpack the world's most captivating books in just a fraction of the time. Whether commuting, working out, or just squeezing in a quick break, we deliver key insights, thought-provoking themes, and takeaways you can carry into your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Plus, use our links in the description to purchase this book. Your support helps us bring more engaging book discussions to you. Listen and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Who has time to read? You do, with Witter.
Welcome back for another deep dive.
Always a pleasure.
Today, we're taking a look at Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code.
Ah, classic.
Yeah, most folks probably think of it as just a thriller, like a page-turner.
Right.
But we're going a little deeper.
Absolutely.
We're going to be using the book as a kind of springboard to explore all these different historical facts and religious concepts.
Right, and those secret societies?
Exactly, like the priories of Sion,
Mysterious stuff.
So our mission today,
Lay it on me.
we're going to separate fact from fiction.
Sounds good.
And see what's really going on in this book.
It's like a puzzle.
It is.
With all these hidden clues.
Right, like a code waiting to be cracked.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning.
All right.
With the Louvre Museum.
Ah, yes, the setting for the first part of the book.
Yeah, Brown, he really emphasizes how massive this place is.
It's huge, isn't it?
Like over 65,000 pieces of art.
You could spend a lifetime in there.
He actually says that most people just rush to see the big three.
Let me guess. The Mona Lisa.
Yep.
Venus de Milo.
Uh-huh.
And Winged Victory.
You got it. And, it's funny, he mentions this writer, Art Buchwald, who claimed to have seen all three in under 6 minutes.
Sounds like a challenge.
Right, like a Louvre speed run.
But Brown uses that to his advantage.
How so?
It creates this sense of urgency, Like his characters are racing against time to solve this mystery.
With all this history and art surrounding them.
It adds another layer to the story.
Definitely.
The museum itself becomes a character.
Okay, so we've got this vast museum as our backdrop.
Right.
Now let's bring in another key player.
Okay, who's that?
Opus Dei.
Ah, now this is where things get a little controversial.
Yeah, Brown, he doesn't hold back,
He lays it all out there.
All these allegations of brainwashing and strange rituals.
Corporal mortification, he calls it.
It's definitely intense.
Makes you wonder what's really going on behind closed doors.
Right. Like how much is truth and how much is embellishment for this story?
Well, Opus Dei is a real organization.
It is.
A part of the Catholic Church.
But it has faced some criticism over the years.
Some former members have come forward.
Saying it's secretive and controlling.
It's definitely fueled some negative perceptions.
And Brown definitely taps into those perceptions.
For sure.
It adds a layer of unease to the story.
Like there's something lurking beneath the surface.
Okay, so we've got a vast museum, a shadowy organization.
Setting the stage.
Now let's throw some symbolism into the mix.
Ah, yes. Brown loves his symbols.
He does. Take the pentacle, for example.
The five-pointed star.
Right now, most people associate it with witchcraft or the occult.
Right, evil even.
But Brown explains that it wasn't always that way.
It's true.
It was originally a symbol of Venus.
Associated with the goddess.
And the sacred feminine.
It represented nature and fertility.
But then the church kind of flipped the script.
They demonized it.
To make it easier to convert people.
They turned it into something evil.
It makes you wonder how many other symbols have been reinterpreted over time.
It's like a hidden language.
And Brown's giving us the key to decode it.
He's inviting us to see things in a new light.
To question what we thought we knew.
And to look for deeper meanings.
Exactly. And speaking of deeper meanings...
Go on.
He introduces this concept of PHI.
The divine proportion.
This mathematical ratio that appears everywhere in nature and art.
From seashells to sunflowers.
Even the human body.
It's this hidden order.
A blueprint for beauty and harmony.
And Brown suggests that Da Vinci was obsessed with PHI.
Really?
He saw it as a reflection of the divine.
Like there's a hidden code in the universe.
And Da Vinci was trying to unlock it through his art and his inventions.
That's where things get really interesting.
It definitely adds a layer of intrigue.
It's like Brown is saying there's more to the world than meets the eye.
If we just know where to look.
All right, so we've got symbols and hidden codes.
Setting the stage for a grand mystery.
Now let's introduce another element.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
The Priory of Sion.
Now this is where things get really mysterious. Yeah, this secret society that's been around for centuries.
Protecting a secret that could shake the foundations of Christianity.
It sounds like something out of a movie.
It's like a real-life conspiracy theory.
But is there any truth to it?
Well, the Priory of Sion is a real historical organization.
It is.
But its origins and purpose are shrouded in debate.
Some say it was a religious order.
Others say it was a group of intellectuals dedicated to preserving knowledge.
And some believe it was a secret society with a hidden agenda.
It's hard to separate fact from fiction.
But Brown uses this ambiguity to his advantage.
He weaves together historical facts and legends
to create a compelling narrative
that makes us question everything we thought we knew.
And at the heart of this mystery
lies the Holy Grail.
But it's not what you think.
It's not the cup that Jesus drank from at the Last Supper.
No.
Brown takes it in a completely different direction.
So what is the Grail, according to Brown?
Well, that's a story for another time.
Oh, come on. You can't leave us hanging. We'll have to save that for our next deep dive.
All right, fine, but I'm already hooked.
I knew you would be. All right, so last time we looked off with a bit of a cliffhanger.
The Holy Grail.
Yeah, everyone thinks they know what it is.
The chalice.
Right from the Last Supper.
But Brown's telling us it's not that simple.
He throws a curveball.
So what is it then?
Well, buckle up.
Okay, I'm ready.
Because Brown's version of the Grail is, it's a person.
A person? Wait, what?
You heard that right.
And who is it?
It's Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene? Hold on, I thought she was like,
a prostitute.
Well, yeah, sort of like the church painted her in a bad light.
Exactly, and that's what Brown's challenging.
He's saying she's not who we think she is.
He presents her as not just a follower of Jesus,
but his wife?
And the mother of his child.
Oh. Okay, that changes things.
It's a bombshell.
Right. No wonder the Priory of Sion is so secretive.
They're protecting a bloodline.
A direct link to Jesus.
It would rewrite history.
And challenge the very foundation of Christianity.
Brown dives deep into this idea.
Of Mary Magdalene as the Grail.
He explores this concept of the sacred feminine.
The idea that the divine has both masculine and feminine aspects.
He argues that early Christianity embraced this duality.
But over time,
the feminine aspect was suppressed.
So the church basically erased it?
It's like a hidden history.
And Brown's bringing it to light.
Through the story of the Grail.
And how does he tie it all together?
Well, remember that cryptex Da Vinci invented?
The one with the vinegar that would destroy the message if you forced it open.
Right. Brown uses that as a metaphor.
Hidden knowledge.
The secret of the Grail.
That someone would go to such lengths to protect it.
It shows how powerful this secret is.
And how dangerous it could be.
In the wrong hands.
So how does he actually link this sacred feminine to the Grail specifically?
He uses a lot of symbolism.
Like what?
We'll take Da Vinci's Last Supper, for example.
Oh, yeah. Everyone knows that painting.
Brown points out that the figure next to Jesus.
The one that's always been identified as John the Apostle.
Right. Brown says it's actually Mary Magdalene.
I remember reading that.
It's a subtle clue.
Hinting at their relationship.
And the importance of the feminine.
Okay. And then there's this term he uses, hieros gamos, right?
You got it.
What does that even mean?
It means sacred marriage.
Okay. But not like a regular marriage.
No, it's more symbolic.
And spiritual union.
The merging of masculine and feminine energies.
To achieve a higher state of consciousness.
Brown suggests that some ancient religions
viewed sex as a way to experience the divine.
Not just physical pleasure.
But a pathway to a transcendent state.
A glimpse of the divine.
Through the union of opposites.
A pretty radical idea.
So the suppression of the sacred feminine
is also linked to the suppression of this idea of sex as a spiritual act.
It's like the church rewrote history.
To fit their own agenda.
And now Brown's trying to unravel it all.
To reveal the hidden truth.
This is getting really deep.
And we're not even at Rosslyn Chapel yet.
Ah, yes. The place that's supposedly full of secrets.
Brown describes it as a melting pot of religious symbols.
Christian, Jewish, Masonic, even pagan.
It's like a physical representation.
Of this idea that all spiritual paths are interconnected.
Which is a central theme in the book.
Okay, but before we get to Rosslyn.
Hold on.
There's one more thing we need to talk about.
Right, what is it?
The knight's tomb.
Ah, yes, the second cryptex.
The one they find in the first cryptex.
It contains a poem.
That leads them to another clue.
To the location of the Grail.
Okay, so how does this knight's tomb fit into all of this?
Well, they follow the poem's clues.
And they end up in London.
at Temple Church,
which has connections to the Knights Templar.
Another historical layer.
Brown's really weaving a complex web here.
He's a master storyteller.
And what do they find at Temple Church?
They find the knight's tomb.
But there's something strange about it.
It's empty.
Empty, like nobody inside.
Exactly. And that's where we'll leave it for now.
Oh, come on. You're killing me with these cliffhangers.
We got to save something for next time.
Fine, but I can't wait to see how this all unfolds.
Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
So we left off with an empty tomb.
A real head-scratcher.
Yeah. But our characters, they don't give up easy.
They are determined to solve this Grail mystery.
They follow the clues, piece by piece.
And it leads them on quite a chase.
Across London, through all these historical landmarks.
Wait, hold on. Does this involve...
Sir Isaac Newton.
Yeah, Newton. How does he fit into all of this?
Well, that's the beauty of Brown's writing.
He connects these seemingly unrelated dots.
And reveals these hidden patterns.
Okay, so... how does Newton tie into the Grail?
Our characters, they find themselves in Westminster Abbey.
Standing before Newton's tomb.
And there on the tomb is an orb.
Okay, an orb.
Yeah, it's a symbol.
Of what?
Well, using their knowledge of, symbolism and all that.
And the poem from the first cryptex?
They realize that the orb represents the apple.
The apple that supposedly inspired Newton's theory of gravity?
Exactly, and that's the password to open the second cryptex.
Apple, that's it.
Yep. Simple yet elegant.
So they open the second cryptex.
And inside is another poem.
Another one. Where does this one lead them?
To Rosslyn Chapel.
In Scotland.
The place we've been talking about.
With all the symbols and the secret chamber.
They're getting close to the Grail.
But of course there's a twist.
There wouldn't be a good story without one.
So what happens?
They find out they've been betrayed.
Betrayed? By who?
Surly Teabing.
The Grail expert, no way!
He was the mastermind all along.
Using them to get to the Grail himself?
He had his own agenda.
Wow, that's a shock.
But our heroes, they managed to escape.
With some help from the French police.
Who finally caught up with them.
And what about the Grail, do they find out?
That's where Brown leaves us with the ultimate twist.
Oh, come on, you can't leave us hanging again.
They arrive at Rosslyn Chapel.
Armed with the palm from the second cryptex.
Ready to uncover the Grail's location.
So where is it?
The poem doesn't lead them to a hidden chamber or a vault.
Then what does it lead to?
It leads Sophie to a realization.
A realization about what?
That the Grail isn't an object.
But a concept.
A lineage, a secret passed down through generations.
And she's a part of it.
Sophie is a descendant of Jesus and Mary Magdalene.
The bloodline is the Grail.
It was never lost. It was alive all along.
Hidden in plain sight.
That's the real treasure.
So even though there's no physical Grail,
the journey itself is the reward.
The quest for truth and the discovery of hidden connections.
That's what makes the Da Vinci Code so compelling.
It challenges us to question what we think we know.
To look deeper into history and symbolism.
And to be open to new possibilities.
And that's what our deep dives are all about.
Exploring these fascinating topics.
And uncovering the hidden layers of meaning.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Thanks for listening to Witter, Who Has Time to Read, produced by One Media. Please support the author by purchasing the book or audiobook using the link in the description. It's a great way to help keep the art of writing alive. And stay in the loop. Subscribe to our newsletter for updates on weekly deep dives. And don't forget to share your thoughts or suggest our next deep dive at witterpodcast@gmail.com.